In the rich and diverse history of Islam, certain figures are often highlighted for their valor, leadership, and monumental contributions to the faith. However, there exists a group of individuals whose impacts are no less profound but are often not as publicly acknowledged. These are the silent heroes of Islam. While their stories may not be as widely celebrated as others, their quiet yet powerful contributions continue to echo through Islamic history, leaving an indelible mark on the faith. Among these silent heroes, the Ahl-e-Bait, the family of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, stands out. They were not just blood relatives of the Prophet, but his closest supporters, teachers, and protectors. Their unwavering faith, sacrifices, and teachings helped preserve the essence of Islam during some of its most challenging times. This part of the story focuses on these often overlooked figures, those who shaped the course of Islam through their acts of quiet resistance, wisdom, and devotion to Allah. The silent heroes of Ahlul-Bait. To understand the silent heroes of Islam, it is essential first to acknowledge the significance of Ahl-e-Bait, the family of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. This family, bound by blood and faith, played an instrumental role in safeguarding Islam and ensuring that the core values of justice, equity, and piety were upheld. From the very inception of Islam, members of Ahlul-Bait stood by the Prophet, through moments of adversity, hardship, and pain, embodying the spirit of sacrifice and unwavering commitment to Allah's will. The term silent hero refers not to the absence of action, but rather to the quiet nature of their contributions. These individuals did not always seek recognition for their actions, nor were they the focus of public praise, but their influence was and continues to be immeasurable. Imam Ali. The first silent hero. One of the first silent heroes of Islam was Imam Ali. While his legacy is undoubtedly one of the most significant in Islamic history, his contributions were often understated in his lifetime. Imam Ali's story is not just that of a warrior, but a leader whose wisdom, patience, and unwavering commitment to justice have shaped Islamic thought and leadership for centuries. As the cousin and son-in-law of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, Imam Ali stood by him through every major event in early Islamic history. However, it was not just his bravery on the battlefield that made him a silent hero. Imam Ali's greatest contributions lay in his deep spiritual insights, his efforts to maintain peace and justice, and his ability to uphold the principles of Islam even when faced with personal and political challenges. His famous words about justice, equity, and leadership continue to guide Muslims, especially those seeking to create a just society. Sayyida Fatima, the pillar of resilience. Another pivotal figure within Ahlul-Bait, often regarded as a silent hero, was Sayyida Fatima, the beloved daughter of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Sayyida Fatima's role in Islam is profound, not only as the mother of the Imams, but as a woman who bore witness to the trials and tribulations of early Islam. Following the death of her father, she became the guardian of his legacy, preserving the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, while silently bearing immense personal grief. Her strength and resilience in the face of adversity serve as a timeless example of patience, courage, and dedication to the message of Islam. Sayyida Fatima was not only a loving daughter, but also a devoted wife and mother, playing a vital role in nurturing the future generations of the Imams, whose contributions would shape Islamic history for centuries to come. Imam Hussain. The peaceful hero Imam Hussain, the elder son of Imam Ali and Sayyida Fatima, was another silent hero whose legacy is often overshadowed by the grandeur of other events in Islamic history. Imam Hussain's role in Islam was not one of physical combat or public recognition, but rather one of wisdom, patience, and foresight. Imam Hassan's decision to make peace with Muawiyah during the great civil conflict between the early Muslim factions is often misinterpreted, yet it was a defining moment of quiet leadership. Choosing peace over war, Imam Hassan's actions ensured that the principles of Islam were preserved during a time of great division. His decision exemplified a leader's responsibility to prioritize the well-being of the Muslim community over personal or political ambition. Imam Hassan's willingness to sacrifice his personal honor for the greater good of Islam serves as a powerful reminder of the selflessness that is at the heart of true leadership. Imam Hussain. The silent strength at Karbala. Though Imam Hussain is often remembered for his courageous stand at the Battle of Karbala, his life and legacy contain aspects of silent heroism that are often overlooked. Imam Hussein's steadfastness in the face of certain death was not just an act of defiance, but a profound statement about the principles of justice, truth, and the preservation of Islamic values. However, the silent heroism of Imam Hussain extends beyond the battlefield. His life, his refusal to compromise on the values of Islam, and the way he molded his followers and family members into beacons of moral strength in the face of overwhelming odds, are often understated. His silent sacrifices, particularly by those in his family like Sayyida Zainab, left an everlasting imprint on Islamic history. Imam Ali Zainul Abidin, the silent guardian of the message following the tragedy of Karbala. Imam Ali Zainul Abidin, the son of Imam Hussain, emerged as one of the most influential silent heroes of Islam. Despite his physical weakness due to illness, Imam Ali Zainul Abidin carried the responsibility of preserving the message of Islam after the martyrdom of his father and relatives. His life was not one of outward public struggle, but one of deep spirituality and reflection. Imam Zainul Abidin's greatest contribution was his Sahifa Sajadiya, a book of supplications that continues to provide Muslims with a means to connect spiritually with Allah. His prayers, full of deep insight into the human condition, demonstrate his silent resistance to oppression and injustice. Through his supplications, Imam Ali Zainul Abidin ensured that the memory of Karbala would never be forgotten, and the true essence of Islam would continue to resonate through generations. The legacy of Ahl-e-Bait, silent but everlasting. The contributions of Ahl-e-Bait were not always immediately recognized, nor did these figures seek out fame or recognition for their deeds. Instead, their legacies were built on silent acts of wisdom, patience, sacrifice, and leadership that have had a lasting impact on the Muslim world. These silent heroes shaped the early foundations of Islamic law, spirituality, and governance, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire and guide Muslims today. From Imam Ali's principles of justice to Imam Ali Zainul Abidin's heartfelt supplications, the silent heroes of Ahl-e-Bait show that true greatness is not always about public acclaim, but about actions that align with the highest ideals of faith and integrity. The struggles and contributions of Ahl-e-Bait, 1,500 words. While the figures of Ahl-e-Bait are often revered for their immense sacrifices and contributions to Islam, their struggles remain largely silent. They faced great trials, and their dedication to preserving the true message of Islam amidst oppression, political turmoil, and personal loss is nothing short of extraordinary. Despite the public challenges they encountered, the contributions of Ahl-e-Bait were not driven by a desire for fame, but by a deep commitment to preserving the integrity of Islam. This part delves into the personal struggles faced by the members of Ahl-e-Bait and how their quiet yet powerful actions laid the foundation for Islamic values that continue to inspire Muslims around the world. Imam Ali. The struggle for justice. Imam Ali, The first Imam of the Shia tradition and the cousin and son-in-law of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, faced numerous struggles in his lifetime, many of which were deeply rooted in his role as a leader in the early Islamic community. His battles, both literal and metaphorical, were not about seeking power or glory, but about establishing a just society based on the teachings of Islam. The Battle of Badr. Imam Ali's bravery at the Battle of Badr is well known, yet it is the silent courage he showed throughout his life that stands out more profoundly. His role in early Islamic victories helped establish the first Muslim community, but his struggle did not end on the battlefield. The challenge of leadership. After the death of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, Imam Ali found himself in a position where his leadership was questioned and he faced significant opposition. His position as the rightful successor was not universally accepted, and he had to fight against political forces that sought to undermine the unity of the Muslim community. The Battle of the Camel and the Battle of Siffin. These civil wars demonstrated the extent of Imam Ali's silent heroism. He fought not for personal glory, but to maintain the unity of the Muslim Ummah. Despite the divisions and betrayals, Imam Ali remained steadfast in his commitment to justice, truth, and Islam's core principles. Imam Ali's personal struggles, both internal and external, were deeply tied to his belief in the importance of justice, righteousness, and adherence to Islamic values. His unwavering commitment to these ideals laid the groundwork for Islamic jurisprudence and governance, ensuring that Islamic law and ethics would be centered on fairness and equity. Sayyida Fatima. The silent strength of the First Lady of Islam, Sayyida Fatima, the daughter of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is often regarded as one of the most important figures in Islamic history. However, her role has often been underappreciated in the wider narrative. While she is remembered for her immense personal sacrifices, particularly in her role as a mother and wife, Sayyida Fatima also faced significant challenges in her life that had profound implications for the future of Islam. The loss of her father. The death of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was a pivotal moment in Islamic history. Sayyida Fatima's grief was profound, as she not only lost her father, but also had to navigate the political changes that followed. She found herself at the center of a growing division within the Muslim community regarding leadership, her role in the political struggles. Sayyida Fatima's steadfastness during these times was a testament to her strength. She played a key role in defending the rights of her family, particularly in the aftermath of the events surrounding the succession of the Prophet. Though her voice was often muted by the circumstances, her actions spoke volumes about her role in preserving the Prophet's legacy. Her personal sacrifices. Sayyida Fatima's life was filled with personal sacrifices. As the mother of the Imams, she had to balance her duties as a mother, wife, and daughter. Yet it was her silent dedication to preserving the message of Islam that left a lasting legacy. She embodied the qualities of patience, perseverance, and strength, setting an example for Muslim women for generations to come. Imam Hussain, the hero of peace. While Imam Hassan's role is often overshadowed by his brother, Imam Hussain, his contributions to Islam were no less significant. Imam Hassan's leadership and decisions were rooted in peace and reconciliation, reflecting a quiet heroism that was necessary during the tumultuous period of his leadership. The peace treaty with Muawiyah. One of the most notable struggles in Imam Hassan's life was his decision to make peace with Muawiyah, the governor of Syria, in order to prevent further bloodshed within the Muslim community. This decision was a form of silent resistance against the forces of division that were threatening to tear the Islamic community apart. Imam Hassan's choice to prioritize the unity of the Ummah over personal gain was a remarkable act of selflessness. The burden of leadership. Imam Hassan faced the heavy burden of leading a fractured community, with his own supporters divided and political factions at odds. Despite these challenges, he remained committed to the principles of Islam and worked toward healing the divisions, even at the cost of his own personal reputation. His leadership was not defined by war or conquest, but by his ability to bring about reconciliation and preserve Islam in a difficult period. Imam Hussain. The ultimate sacrifice, Imam Hussein's struggle at the Battle of Karbala, is one of the most significant moments in Islamic history. However, his contributions go beyond the battlefield. Imam Hussein's fight was not merely about physical survival, but about upholding the values of justice and righteousness in the face of overwhelming odds. The Battle of Karbala. Imam Hussein's martyrdom at Karbala was not just a physical battle. It was a spiritual and moral struggle. Imam Hussein's decision to stand against the tyrant Yazid was a demonstration of his commitment to the values of Islam, even when it meant sacrificing his life and the lives of his family. His silence in the face of oppression was a testament to his unwavering belief in justice. The aftermath of Karbala. Following the battle, Imam Hussein's family, especially Sayyida Zainab, played a pivotal role in preserving the legacy of Karbala. The resilience shown by his family in the aftermath of such a tragic event is a significant part of Imam Hussein's silent heroism. Their courage in captivity and their ability to continue the fight for justice in the face of such adversity is one of the most powerful stories in Islamic history. Imam Ali Zainul Abidin. The silent guardian Imam Ali Zainul Abidin, the son of Imam Hussain, was another figure whose contributions were often understated in his lifetime. Despite his frail health following the events of Karbala, Imam Zainul Abidin continued to serve Islam in a way that was both silent and profound. The preservation of the message. After the tragedy of Karbala, Imam Ali Zainul Abidin's role was crucial in ensuring that the true message of Islam and the martyrdom of his father were preserved. His Sahifa Sajjadia, a collection of prayers, provides deep spiritual insights into the human condition and continues to guide Muslims in their connection with Allah. His struggles with oppression. Despite the personal loss and oppression, Imam Zainul Abidin's silent struggle was a testament to his unwavering faith in Allah's justice. He never sought revenge, but instead sought to preserve the purity of the Islamic message. His prayers and supplications were a means of silently resisting the oppression that had befallen his family. The lasting impact of silent heroes and their legacy. The family of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, known as Ahl-e-Bait, embodies a legacy that continues to shape the world of Islam today. The figures of Ahl-e-Bait were not just leaders, warriors, or martyrs. They were silent heroes whose impact reverberated through generations. Their teachings and actions were not driven by the need for personal recognition or worldly fame, but by an unwavering dedication to the preservation of Islam. Despite the struggles they faced, the lasting contributions of these figures have left an indelible mark on the fabric of Islamic thought, law, spirituality, and practice. In this part, we will explore the enduring influence of Ahl-e-Bait, from their spiritual and intellectual contributions to their impact on Islamic governance, ethics, and social justice. We will also discuss how the principles they upheld continue to guide Muslims today, and how their silent sacrifices remain a source of inspiration for generations. By the end of this section, it will be clear how the silent heroes of Ahl-e-Bait left a legacy that is as relevant today as it was in their time. The philosophical and spiritual legacy of Ahl-e-Bait. The members of Ahl-e-Bait were not only pivotal figures in the political and military history of Islam, but also the intellectual and spiritual heart of the Muslim community. They shaped the philosophical and spiritual development of Islam through their teachings, reflections, and guidance. Imam Ali's teachings on justice and equality. Imam Ali's thoughts on justice, governance, and the responsibilities of leadership continue to be revered by scholars across the Muslim world. His famous quotes such as, "He who does not have forbearance and patience will never be able to accomplish anything," speak volumes about his intellectual contributions to Islamic philosophy. Imam Ali was a scholar, a philosopher, and a just ruler whose decisions and writings laid the foundation for many Islamic legal principles. His emphasis on equality, justice, and fairness remains at the core of Islamic ethics today. His lessons in governance serve as a guide for modern Muslim leaders, encouraging them to adhere to principles of integrity, fairness, and justice. Imam Zainul Abidin's spiritual influence. While Imam Zainul Abidin may not have been involved in battles or wars like his forefathers, his impact on the spiritual development of Islam cannot be overstated. His prayers, compiled in the Sahifa Sajjadiyah, represent one of the most profound contributions to Islamic spirituality. His supplications are not only a guide for personal growth and connection with Allah, but also a source of comfort and wisdom in times of hardship. Through his prayers, Imam Zainul Abidin demonstrated how one can maintain closeness to Allah even in the face of immense suffering and adversity. His legacy is one of patience, devotion, and deep spiritual connection to Allah. Sayyida Zainab's courageous leadership. Sayyida Zainab, the sister of Imam Hussain, was another key figure whose intellectual and spiritual legacy continues to influence Muslims worldwide. Her speeches after the tragic events of Karbala remain some of the most powerful expressions of resilience and faith in Islamic history. Sayyida Zainab's unwavering strength and her ability to articulate the truth, even in the face of extreme oppression, have left an indelible mark on Islamic thought. Her leadership in the aftermath of Karbala is a testament to the strength of character that Muslims are taught to emulate in times of hardship. The role of Ahl-e-Bait in preserving the true message of Islam. One of the most significant contributions of the silent heroes of Ahl-e-Bait was their role in preserving the true message of Islam. From the time of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to the aftermath of his death, the family of Ahl-e-Bait played a crucial role in safeguarding the integrity of the Islamic faith. Imam Hassan's commitment to peace. While Imam Hassan is often overshadowed by his brother Imam Hussain, his actions were no less important in preserving the peace and unity of the Muslim community. Imam Hassan's decision to make peace with Muawiyah, the governor of Syria, was a strategic choice designed to avoid further civil war and division among Muslims. By prioritizing the unity of the Muslim Ummah over personal or political ambitions, Imam Hassan ensured that the teachings of Islam would remain intact, preventing further fragmentation of the Muslim world. This decision exemplified his deep understanding of the larger picture, where the preservation of Islam was more important than any individual victory or loss. Imam Hussein's martyrdom and the preservation of Islamic values. Imam Hussein's sacrifice at Karbala is perhaps the most well-known story of resistance in Islamic history. However, it was not just his martyrdom that preserved the message of Islam. It was his refusal to compromise on the values of truth, justice, and righteousness. Imam Hussein's stand against the tyrant Yazid was a declaration that no political or worldly power could ever corrupt the essence of Islam. His death at Karbala became a symbol of the struggle for justice and righteousness, and his martyrdom continues to inspire millions of Muslims to this day. Imam Ali Zainul Abidin's efforts. After Karbala, after the tragedy of Karbala, Imam Ali Zainul Abidin became the guardian of his father's legacy. Though he was physically weakened by the events of Karbala, his commitment to preserving the message of Islam was unwavering. His actions following Karbala, including his powerful prayers and teachings, ensured that the true story of Karbala would not be forgotten. Imam Zainul Abidin's efforts to protect the memory of his family and the values of Islam during the turbulent years after Karbala demonstrate the importance of safeguarding the truth, no matter the personal cost. The role of Ahl-e-Bait in shaping Islamic governance and ethics. Ahl-e-Bait played a central role in the development of Islamic governance and ethics. Their actions, principles, and teachings continue to influence modern Islamic thought on issues such as leadership, governance, social justice, and ethics. Imam Ali's model of governance. Imam Ali's rule in Kufa is often seen as a model for just governance in Islam. His leadership was marked by a commitment to justice, equality, and the welfare of his people. His letters and speeches, many of which are collected in works like Nahjul Balagha, provide a comprehensive blueprint for good governance based on Islamic values. Imam Ali's commitment to impartiality, fairness, and his focus on the well-being of his subjects made him a model ruler, and his ideas continue to shape Islamic political thought today. Imam Hassan's role in ethical leadership. Imam Hassan's decision to prioritize peace over war demonstrates his commitment to the ethical principles of Islam. His ability to place the unity of the Muslim community above his personal desires and ambitions highlights his deep understanding of Islamic ethics. Imam Hassan's leadership, though quieter and less dramatic than that of his brother Imam Hussain, was crucial in maintaining the ethical integrity of the early Muslim community. Imam Zainul Abidin's teachings on piety and morality. Imam Zainul Abidin's teachings, particularly through his supplications, emphasize the importance of humility, piety, and moral integrity. His focus on the inner dimension of Islam, one that emphasizes sincerity, devotion, and submission to Allah, continues to influence the way Muslims view morality and ethical conduct. Imam Zainul Abidin's life teaches that leadership is not just about political power, but about spiritual integrity and moral excellence. The influence of Ahl-e-Bait on modern Islamic thought. The teachings and actions of Ahl-e-Bait continue to shape contemporary Islamic thought, particularly in the areas of justice, governance, and spirituality. Their influence is felt not only within the Shia community, but also across the broader Muslim world. Shia theology and the concept of Imamate. The Shia concept of Imamate, which emphasizes the leadership of the divinely appointed descendants of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, remains a cornerstone of Shia theology. The lives of Ahl-e-Bait, especially the leadership of Imam Ali, Imam Hassan, and Imam Hussain, form the foundation of this belief. The ethical and spiritual leadership demonstrated by Ahl-e-Bait continues to inspire Shia Muslims to seek justice, equity, and spiritual growth. Ahl-e-Bait's influence on Islamic mysticism, Sufism. Ahl-e-Bait's contributions to Islamic mysticism are also significant. Their deep spiritual practices, devotion to Allah, and focus on the inner dimensions of faith have influenced many Sufi thinkers and practitioners. The profound prayers of Imam Zainul Abidin, the wisdom of Imam Ali, and the spiritual resilience of Sayyida Zainab continue to inspire Sufi orders and practices, emphasizing humility, selflessness, and love for Allah. The legacy of Ahl-e-Bait in modern social justice movements. The principles of justice, equality, and resistance against oppression, embodied by Ahl-e-Bait, are often invoked in modern social justice movements. The legacy of Imam Hussein's stand against tyranny, Imam Ali's commitment to justice, and Sayyida Zainab's courage in the face of injustice continue to inspire movements that advocate for the rights of the oppressed and marginalized. The silent heroes of Ahl-e-Bait have left an enduring legacy that continues to shape Islamic thought, practice, and governance. Their contributions, whether in the realm of justice, spirituality, or social ethics, continue to influence the lives of Muslims worldwide. From the teachings of Imam Ali on justice to the spiritual wisdom of Imam Zainul Abidin and the courageous leadership of Sayyida Zainab, the legacy of Ahl-e-Bait remains a beacon of light in times of darkness. By reflecting on the silent yet profound contributions of these heroes, Muslims today are reminded of the values that form the core of Islam: justice, integrity, devotion, and resilience. Their sacrifices continue to guide modern-day Muslims in their quest for a better, more just, and more spiritually fulfilling life. The heroes of Ahl-e-Bait may have lived in a different era, but their impact transcends time, offering timeless lessons for generations to come.